Welcome back to Authentically Her After 40. My name is Natalie. If you haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe so you could be notified anytime I upload a new video. And today is really special. This is another video on hormone replacement therapy. And I have this young woman here who is talking about HRT that I wanted to share with you so that you can see it's not just me. And she talks about bioidentical hormone replacement, which I have shared with you that I take. I started later when I started noticing symptoms, right? So I started noticing like joint pain, and sometimes we think, oh, it's just about our weight, right? Like, or maybe it's because I'm overweight, I'm having joint pain. As our estrogen levels drop, we have a tendency to get osteoporosis and things like that. Our bone density decreases, and that's related to estrogen decline, testosterone decline, and other hormone levels, which we don't ever get tested. And there's bioidentical hormone replacement, and I've done the pellet therapy, which I've told you about before. And recently I switched to topical bioidentical hormone replacement, which is a little bit cheaper. They sell estradiol patches, but we're going to talk about it because I really want to share this with you ladies out there, because I think she does a good job of explaining this, and then we'll go through her comments and see what other women have had to say. And I started to go through it. We're going to go through it together, and I'm going to give you my thoughts. You drop a comment and let me know if you are taking bioidentical hormone replacement, any HRTs. It has made a world of difference for me, and let's see what she has to say. This is Saving Dinner on TikTok. I will link her in the description. Please follow her. I want to give credit where credit is due. This is her content, and let's go.
In your 50s and you're struggling with your weight, your sleep, your knees, your hips, and all the rest of it, I can help you, okay? Few things. First of all, I get it. Been there, done that. The t-shirt, I'm 67 now, so I'm way past this. This is typical menopausal type symptoms, and a bioidentical approach to hormones is perhaps something you should be looking into. It doesn't have to be expensive like the pellet therapy. You can get some bioidentical.
Exactly, that's what I was saying, because I've done it. I did it once and it was quite expensive, and it's out of pocket. Your insurance doesn't cover it. But let's listen.
Replacement, just the transdermal patches and the progesterone at night makes a world of difference and will help a lot. It will help with sleep, and it will help with the brain fog and all the rest of it. I'm a big believer. I've been on bioidenticals since I was about 52, so for a long time, and yes, under doctor's care and all of that. And it's just been it's a game changer. There's estrogen receptors in your brain and in your bones, and isn't it interesting after post-menopause that, and also in your heart, that's when dementia for women goes up. That's when hips start to break, and also heart issues for women. Interesting.
Yeah, I've made videos about all of these. I've done them individually, and it's really crazy how estrogen is linked to all these things in our bodies, and nobody tells us, ladies. And so, when you start to have heart issues, palpitations, and you think like, oh, like it's just me and my health is failing. No, like it's not just, yes, your health is failing, but your health is failing and there's something you can take to help you, right? And I know that there's controversy around HRT and hormone replacement, but I'm telling you that the bioidentical hormone replacement can really help make a world of difference and help you help with longevity and help you, the brain fog in itself. How many of you are at work and you're just like, what was I gonna get? Or you can't remember things, or so your boss asks you to do something and you're thinking, I can't think about this right now. I don't have it in me, or you just feel hazy. This is something for a lot of us starts to happen in our mid-30s and we don't realize it. And no one tells you when you go to the gynecologist, sometimes in our 30s, you're still able to bear children, but that doesn't mean your hormone levels aren't dropping. They are. Let's continue.
So I just look at that, and I think that's a very interesting connection there. The other thing that you can do as far as like your sleep, get yourself on a sleep schedule, practice good sleep hygiene, and stop being a scroller at night and all of that. It all interferes with sleep. Melatonin, a little bit of melatonin at night. I use sleepy time tea as well. That also helps. The whole thing is that your sleep needs to be treated as a more than just, I gotta go to bed, I guess I'm tired now.
I love that she said this. This is something, my husband's a little bit older than me, and he's always saying how he needs his sleep. And he's always telling me, like, you need your sleep. And, you know, we've gotten so used to just go that we neglect our sleep. And your sleep is your time to rejuvenate. Your getting enough sleep will keep you healthy. Getting enough sleep supports longevity. You know, something that we want. It supports health and longevity so that we can live this healthy life. Like after we retire, we want our health, because that health is wealth after we retire.
Whatever, you have to get yourself on a schedule. You have to honor the circadian clock that's inside of you. We all have it. From 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. is when your body does all the healing. And if you can get yourself to bed early.
That is so true. 10 to 2 is when your body does all the healing. At 2 a.m., this is when your body is literally, it's healing. And then after that, like at 2 a.m., that's when it starts to cleanse itself. I don't know if she's going to say this or not, because I haven't watched the whole video yet, but that's why it's important to give yourself time to cleanse out before you eat. And for me, I've started not eating until like 10 or 12, right? Because your body needs time to completely empty itself out before you put more food in there. It's very important. This is very important. So people who are, if you're a late night eater, you are like, let's say you're eating at midnight, right? 10 o'clock, between 10 and 2, if you're eating between these times, your body can't heal, because your body needs to stop processing food to be able to heal. It's not going to do both at the same time. So it's really important that you give your body a rest during those hours so that it has time to heal.
Earlier, that's also when the deep sleep happens, and it's a game changer when you understand that. About your knees and your hips and all the rest of it, a very, very clean diet. I'm not a big believer in diets at all. I think it's ridiculous. But lots of protein, you know, you want to be eating high protein, you want to be eating a lot of green leafy vegetables and all the rest of that. You just need to be really careful and cautious about any kind of highly processed foods, because they don't do us any favors. And also they promote inflammation, which your knees and your hips are probably letting you know. Yeah.
Listen, I can tell you all about this. When I started my journey to decrease inflammation, I had to get rid of all the processed foods. I had to add leafy greens into my diet more often, because the micronutrients in there help to decrease inflammation. Things like berries, right? You decrease the amount of sugar that you take, the decreased amount of the food that you buy that comes out of a box. You eat more whole foods and you decrease inflammation in your body, and you're going to feel so much better. She's absolutely correct. And that helps with your hormones too, because the processed foods does nothing as your hormone levels are dropping to help your health.
Yes, indeed, that happens. You might want to start taking some curcumin. You might want to start taking some collagen. You might want to start really thinking about up-leveling your self-care routine, because you can't do what you did at 50 and at 55 either. I mean, as you get older, you need to increase your self-care. And you spend the time doing it, or you pay the price not. And I promise you, myself, if I told you what my routine was, you would just say, oh, I would never take that many supplements. Oh, I would never do this and I would never do that. And I'd say, fine. But for a woman who's 67, I get around pretty good, you know?
I love it. I love it that she's saying this, because I know that I get a lot of flack with all the supplements that I take, and I'm very particular about the supplements that I take. I rotate my supplements: the curcumin, the collagen, the protein. I try to stick more to like whole proteins, like eggs, and up level my protein. I make sure I eat like things like quinoa, which has higher protein, lentils that have more proteins, things that you would probably never think of eating in the past. Like now it's almost like, you know, I've done a complete flip, and now I'm very conscious about eating to, not living to eat, but eating to live. And, you know, if you've been through the amount of inflammation that I had in my body in my 40s, you would, you know, but you don't, the thing is that you don't know until you know. So I'm just saying, like, if you can start doing this sooner, and of course, I always believe in supplements, but I also believe in rotating supplements so that your body doesn't become adapted. But the hormone replacement therapy, if you are over 40, you need to be looking into it. You know, check, do a search. You can Google. I'm not telling you to use Google for your doctor, but Google and see what are symptoms of menopause, because I'm sure there's such a long list of symptoms, and everyone's symptoms are going to be so different that you may not even realize. Like, for the longest time, I would get up and I would feel so hazy. I would, you know, I would get up in a fog and barely be able to function, and didn't even realize that this was related to my hormone levels dropping. When I started HRT, my moods improved, my blood pressure improved, the inflammation improve, ability to lose weight improve. Like, it was just like, you know, it's all on a different level. The way you feel about yourself improved, the self-care, there's nothing better than self-care. And the thing is that, you know, sometimes we wonder at this point, and I know I digress, but this topic excites me because self-care is so important, and sometimes it takes a little bit longer, and that means that you're not out there like commiserating like you used to in your 20s, because your self-care becomes important, because your self-care is what keeps you living. That's your lifeline. That's your lifeline to vitality and health as you age. And I'm not giving that up for anything.
I play 2 hours of competitive pickleball several times a week. I lift weights, I walk my dog, and I don't have any pain anywhere. That's unusual, but it's also the result of doing the right things. And this is what I'm trying to say to you. It's time to evaluate what you're doing. It's time to evaluate every single thing on that list right here that you gave me, and start looking at what is it that I can do to make a difference. Because there's a ton that is in your control that you are not doing now. But if you do
I love
do
this.
it,
I love
it will
this.
change everything.
Listen to me. I love this because, and here's the thing, you don't have to do it all at one time. I couldn't do it all at one time. There were so many things that I was not doing that I needed to do that I couldn't do it all at one time. And you know, sometimes I get into something like I have a trampoline. You guys have probably seen me jumping on a trampoline and you're like, oh, that girl is crazy. Like, what is she doing? No, I'm not crazy. You know, at 50, I'm 55. So at 55, how many people out there cannot jump on a trampoline? You know, when I started, like, I was shocked when I started trying to do certain things, maybe starting to lift weights, starting to just like even stand on my tippy toes. I couldn't believe how much of my balance I had lost. And then when you start to do it, it can come back. That's the beauty of it. When you start to take care of yourself, it can come back and you'll find like you have more mobilities. I couldn't squat. Now I can squat, right? I can bend down without having pain in my knees. And it's a result of multiple different things. By the time you reach your 40s, I think you need, if you haven't been doing it, the things that you used to do in your 20s and your 30s, you can't do them anymore. If you want longevity, if you want health in your old age, if you want to age gracefully. So anyway, I'm going to give thanks to this content creator. Please follow her on TikTok. You can check out her content on TikTok, but I wanted to bring this to you because I talk so much about this, and I want to make sure that all of you ladies out there are giving yourself the self-care you need, because if you don't do it for you, nobody will. Anyhow, thank you for joining me today, and I'm sending you Kisses. I'm sending you love. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. All right? And I will see you in the next one. Love ya. Bye.